6:30 p.m. Eastern. Shelby's World Live taking off. Questions will be answered cause the queen get it off. Unity is for the black and brown community. Conversation without scrutiny. Hey, we speak from a place of power, no coward. We just making sure the truth isn't overpowered. Black goddess, black queen, no in between. Radio podcast to the big screen. Her smile is everything, can light up a room. She say what she means, that's why we're in tune. Grown woman handles her biz like it is. Discipline, a role model for the kids. Nothing was given, everything she earned. She sat back and learned, and now it's her turn. So stop on by, comment, subscribe. Each and every Wednesday, SW Live.
Shelby's World Podcast. Shelby's World.
What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Shelby's World. It is November 12th, y'all. We are already in the middle of the month. We are zooming through November. Scorpio season is almost over. They getting out the way, and then, but I think it's almost over. But I think they about got another week or so. But regardless, it's they y'all been having a good season. What y'all think? Y'all think it's been good? Y'all okay? Y'all good? Y'all getting through y'all season all right? Y'all living good, enjoying y'all birthdays, doing all that good stuff? If not, you need to go on and finish it off with a bang then. Ain't no point of, playing around if you haven't been enjoying your season, because it's your season. So that means that you need to definitely be enjoying it and thriving and achieving goals, doing new shit, all that. You supposed to be living through your season. It's your time to shine. All right, we're gonna get into the show. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Let's jump into the quote of the day. We're going to be talking about intrusive thoughts today, and we're going to just touch on this subject today because I watched this podcast actually called Intrusive Thoughts, and they dig deeply into certain little topics or whatever, and I thought it would just be a nice topic. I like their topics on their podcast in general, but I also like the fact that they delve deeply into people's intrusive thoughts, like things that they say and discuss things that you think but you wouldn't say or you wouldn't want to discuss, stuff like that. And it's very daring, bold, all that. I love it. I love watching daring, bold stuff though. I'm that type of girl. I want to learn new stuff about what's happening, what's going on. I want to hear other people's thoughts. I want to know what other people doing to see if there are other outlets and other ways that you can deal with things. That's my reason more so. It's more so of a resource reason. Yeah, do my homework. You got to know. You can't, because you don't always want to just come into conversations with just your thoughts and your opinions. You want to have like tactic behind it and facts and things that kind of back up your theories. You don't want to just come in there just like, well, I think all the time. And yes, your thoughts are very important, but you don't want to just come in all the time off top. What's up, Jay? Hey. Off top, throwing your thoughts around, and that's all they are just opinion based situations. If you're gonna speak on, because a lot of the times that you come up with your reasons for why you feel a certain type of way, it's because some of it is based on facts. It's not just based on opinions. It's what you've seen, what you've learned, what you saw, what you picked up along the way, all that good stuff. Y'all just sitting up here letting me be comfortable like that. I just got my scarf. My daughter ain't even say nothing. My goodness. That's because we was worried about this Wi-Fi. We were so into that, we weren't even thinking about what was really going on. Jay, you seen me come on here like that with that scarf, girl? What? Quote of the day. Let's get into this quote of the day. And there it is again. Okay. So, old scars whisper to me their stories at night. Old scars. Wait. Let's go to this comment first. Yeah. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. D, you see that? That growth is getting. I'm loving it. Yeah. Thank you. Long hair don't care. Yeah, that's right. Uh-huh. Yeah. What's this mean? What does that mean? You got to tell me in the comments. Tell me what that means. Don't, and I don't care if it is me showing my age. Just tell me. I need to know. Because I've been meaning to actually ask my children that. Okay, I'm behind times. This, well, what's up, Boo? How you doing, Boo? What's happening, my girl? What's happening? So yes, back to our quote of the day, y'all. It's a good quote. It's a good quote. Old scars whisper to me their stories at night. Old scars whisper to me their stories at night. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I checked my outage area today because I'm about to. I got a real deep thing to say behind that quote. But my Wi-Fi has been tripping, and I finally decided just to check the usage area, and they talking about it was something going on in the area where somebody was trying to hack into Wi-Fi. Y'all got to slow down. Y'all got to stop tripping, bro. Y'all are disrupting people's lives when y'all want to scheme and scam all the time. Please just let stuff be sometime. Now y'all got us over here defective. On Wednesday, that's when I need it. I don't, other times go slow, but come on now, don't mess up my system. Okay, back to the quote. Old scars whisper to me their stories at night. Now, we're talking about intrusive thoughts today. And this particular quote, people who have gone through things, mastered through it, hurdled through it, whichever way they had to get through what they had to get through, or whatever obstacles they had to overcome. So because this goes to domestic violence, this goes to um, SA. This goes to mental, physical, anything on those realms to where your intrusive thoughts are scars left on your brain and left in your mental about something that you've been through, right? So a lot of people will have those thoughts reappear on a regular basis and until they've been able to actually get through it and let it go. And when they've said, you know what, enough is enough, or I'm done thinking about it, I'm healed, I don't have to, people are going to take their time with certain things. And your intrusive thoughts are mostly things that you may have a quick glimpse of, or a quick thought, or something that just might shelter your memory for just a spur of the moment. And it could that spur of the moment could be an hour, it could be 2 hours, it may, it could be a 2 seconds, whatever it is, you and those thoughts are just those things. They're thoughts. Whether you've lived it, whether you've gotten through it, however you've mastered it, now when they're coming into your brain, they're only just thoughts now. So when you decide that you want to work through getting through those thoughts and being able to maneuver around them and so that they don't come back, that's what we're going to talk about today along those lines. But we're also going to talk about the positive intrusive thoughts, because there are also positive things for every negative. There's a positive, right? So because you got to get to another side. So once you go through the negative components of what those intrusive thoughts might bring you, you're gonna reach that positive side, and it's another, that component is going to help you through that phase. So this quote of today is very, very significant for people who actually suffer with intrusive thoughts on a different level, on a different way, in a different way. It's not because they haven't gotten to the other side yet. So for those people, though, we know that you may have those feelings where those thoughts are continually to annoy, put, just harass you. Just that's because that's what it feels like when you're going through stuff like that. That's exactly what it feels like. So quote of the day: old scars whisper to me their stories at night. All right. So that's actually written by an older patron, but so a lot of times I will put unknown because a lot you gotta have, it's written by old patron. So before we get into it, all intrusive thoughts aren't negative. So we want to make sure the label of intrusive relating to negative is removed from the purposes of today's topic, because we're gonna dig deep into what happens on the positive side. So we don't want my focus ain't never gonna be just on the negative experience. Never. For the ones that may have had a variance over your actions, let's talk about ways to deal with those things. And we're also going to jump into intrusive thoughts that are fun. How often we allow our intrusive thoughts to win, it kind of is going to display on how far we've grown or how we've been able to get through certain things. Um, the more you try to avoid or push away a thought, the more likely it is to return. So you do have to face them. You do have to take that opportunity to be like, you just like you facing fears, just like you facing new things, just like you stepping into new areas of your journey. You're going to have to face those things that are holding you in another area, holding you back in another direction for some of those things. Because you are being held back when you still are gravitating toward those things that are plaguing you. When you're getting pulled away from it, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to get pulled away from something that that has held such a strain on your life. And but we must. We definitely must. We definitely must. Hey, Miss Kesey. Thank you, Bookie. Thank you. All right. So managing your intrusive thoughts. Let's talk about that first. We're gonna to put an end to intrusive thoughts. You're gonna work on practicing mindfulness, and mindfulness is a very, 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 very skilled way of saying, um, "I'm in control. I got this. There's nothing else or no one else that can stop me from doing what I need to do because I got this." That's how you are. That's what the mindfulness is. And once you master that, anyway, once you master being able to know that you are in control of most things that are going to happen to you when it comes to your goals, we're not saying that you're in control of the day. We're not saying that you're in control of your life. But for something that you're aiming toward, you're definitely in control of that. You're in control with how the process is gonna go, because those are the hardest parts. What you're getting through is that process. You're in control of that. So your focus, your scheduling, your discipline, all that's going to guarantee you getting to a successful end. That don't mean it's going to be quick. It may not come in a fast package, but you are going to make sure that you get there. You yourself. Okay? You're definitely going to do it. But mindfulness, the act of paying attention to the present moment with intention. One way to do this is through various like grounding techniques, because grounding is good. I know y'all know about that, right? Grounding yourself in reality helps redirect your brain's attention to the very real things around you. This can prevent intrusive thoughts from gaining traction. And that is whatever, when you start to put yourself, when you go out and ground and you speak things, and you have your feet and your body into the earth, planted into the earth while you're doing that, you are allowing the natural absorption of what is to come into you. You're doing that. You're allowing all those feelings. Is very essential. It is, Kesey. I'm telling you, it is. But you're allowing all those the natural earth, and the rain cleanses a lot of our earth. So it's not dirty like how we tend to get from all those chemtrails that are floating around in the sky. So but grounding helps to relieve so much. You get to release. Hugging a tree, all that does the same thing. Once you get out there and decide that I'm going to release it, you're going to be able to now start anew with certain things. You're going to be able to pull in things easier, have a better understanding, because grounding gives clarity. It restores, it rebuilds. So it's an essential thing. You should definitely do it. Go out there and let them feet touch the ground sometime, into that grass. Just do it. It's important. And know what you're doing it for. Know what you're doing it for. So when you are having an intrusive thought, if one is coming in, one thing that you can do about that is label those thoughts as intrusive. And when you see something crowding your brain, immediately take control. I didn't ask you to be here. I need you to leave. Just how you talk to people, how you talk to yourself. I do not need you here. You are invading my space. Exit my brain. Because it at one point in my life I used to have like this beating feeling in my head, just constant beating. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no outside noise. It was not. It was all internal. And so I said, why? What's happening? What is that? What is that? So I started talking to me internally, saying, why but not speaking it, but internally saying this, like having my thoughts battle against my thoughts. Um, you gotta go. You gotta leave. Whatever you are invading my space. You are attacking my brain cells. You are doing something to me because if I'm feeling this, you're aggravating me. Leave, leave, leave. So for like 2 or 3 days it was happening, but then on like the third, fourth day, I was like, I noticed that I wasn't feeling that constant thump. Intrusive thoughts. If we don't shelter and tell ourselves that we are in control, other mechanisms that's going on inside of you will definitely jump in and take control. So be mindful. Be mindful. Grounding is important. Telling yourself, wow, that this is an intrusive thought, I don't need to listen to that, can set you up to move past it. Think of how many thoughts you had to have that don't get you stuck on it. Like just go to a positive space, get it out of your mind. Find reassurance in other thoughts and actions, like something that just may have happened yesterday that was positive or great that allowed you to feel good about yourself that day. Go to thinking about that. Think about something that's upcoming. If you got a trip or you got something going on that's happening with your children or your family, put your mind on that. Put your mind on that. Take your mind away from those things that are trying to build and take up space inside of your brain. So find reassurance in your other thoughts. Tell people that they're responsible for their first thought. Since you can't control what pops into your mind, instead you have to control over is the second thought. So the first thought you already it just came. But that second thought is what you're telling your mind to do. So you can definitely be in control of that. You Once you say get out and it don't start to move, those thoughts don't start to move, you're not pushing that thought hard enough. Just like that thought forced itself in, force it out. Force it out. Separate yourself from intrusive thoughts. Cognitive dysfunction is a technique to help you detain from intrusive thoughts and let them pass you by. To do it, you attach a specific visual of something that you've been thinking about, which is a temporary relief feeling. And then without influencing it or sticking to the negative, focus on something positive in that intrusive thought. You know what I'm saying? So position a positive interaction with whatever you're thinking about. Just um we're not in control of what comes into our mind. We're not. So but like they said, you may not be in control of what starts, but you can be in control of how it finishes. Okay. So definitely when you got to be combative with it. You got to focus and give it all the attention of something positive. That's why I said in the beginning, just like there's a negative reaction, there's a reaction of positive after that action of negative. So make sure you think about the positive in any thought that comes into your mindset just immediately. Um, you could think about a cloud floating you by. Think about a rainbow. Think about a book or some ice cream or marshmallows. Anything that just makes you happy at that very moment. That's like a stroke of a thought. Tap into your senses. The 5 4 3 2 1 exercise can help you tune into your surroundings and tap into the present, which takes you away from your mindset. It takes you away from what you're thinking because now you're focused on something else. You're focusing on either on a breathing pattern, a breathing process, or something to actually just quantify your thought process. So if you're counting down, it's a reason why. So you like 5 4 3 2 1. Oh yeah, I probably need to go by the store today because I don't think we got no more butter. Get some butter. And what I'm gonna do with that butter? We're gonna probably have. I need to make some rice, so I'm gonna need some butter for my rice. And if I'm putting the food in the oven immediately, Y'all got way more control than you give yourself credit for. You're just not learning how to tap into it. Because like I said, if you are tapping into the control of being not allowing your intrusive thoughts to win, a lot when we talked about on the show with B last week, we wouldn't have so many people, so many of our black men in prison for their actions, the first thing that they react to, because you wouldn't allow your thoughts to automatically take over what how you react, right? That would be literally the process of not doing that. You will not allow that first thought that comes into your mindset to be the thought that you expound on. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. How are they? Thank you for tuning in. Yes, you never would do that because you're in control. So again, once you get to that process of focusing on how to control it by whatever process wins for you when you are controlling it. If it is separating the intrusive thoughts or being able to um immediately label it as intrusive or find reassurance and other things, whichever way, whichever mechanism that allows you to be able to say, I'm in control and this is what it is that I'm going to do to show you that I'm in control, go with that because a win is a win. A win is a win. Um, and then you tapping into them senses. 5 things that you can see. You'll think about things that you can see as a way to actually take your mindset off of it. 4 things you can touch. 3 things you can hear. 2 things you can smell, and 1 things you can taste. As you're doing your countdown, focus on something different. Um, Harness your breath. You know the breathing techniques too. So if it gets too overwhelming inside of your thoughts and you have to sit and say, do it. Do some deep breathing techniques. Definitely do those. You can do the belly breathing too, which actually teaches you to use your diaphragm correctly and uses your lungs to their full capacity. That's another good way because it releases a lot when you take in and breathe in and breathe out. 4-7-8 breathing is where you breathe through your nose for 4 counts and hold for 7 counts. Whichever method works for you. Meditate. Listen, you don't understand how powerful meditating is, man. That's something that you can literally get so caught up and absorbed into while you do it because it's so helpful that you'll end up falling asleep because you done got so peaceful in your own thoughts and you just like goodness that was helpful. You know what I'm saying? So meditating is definitely good. Go to a tranquil place. Like when you in your meditation, go to a space that allows you to release. Just like everything that you absorbed that day. When you are in your meditation pose and you're sitting and you're giving yourself, because in meditation you definitely deep breathing, but when you're going through that and you're working through and releasing your day, that that sense of tranquility of being in a place that allows the release makes it so much easier. Like you don't even have to think about just the fact that you're even releasing this gonna come so natural because you're gonna be in a sense, in a space, in a moment, in a place and time that's not where you are at that time, where you sitting at physically. It's gonna be what's gonna matter is where you are on that mental level. Another important thing of being able to get rid of intrusive thoughts that are negative, just taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself. Learning how to relieve your stress, learning how to manage anxiety. It can definitely ward off any intrusive thoughts. When you're going through some stress and you're in your body, no, you're internally stressing, your body's stressing, your mind's stressing. And it's going through things that you may not even think that you have control over. But what you're going to notice is that once it becomes a stressful tactic on the internal side, it's going to start to stress on the outside as well because you're not controlling it. So, in order to do that, think of if you need any emotional resources or just people to talk to during that moment, reach out to your people. If you have a therapist, let them know that you need to come talk to them because you need to release. Because some things just aren't gonna just evaporate. Some things you may have to talk about. Some things you may have to sit and get some understanding and clarity on. So, you there are we're going through the natural conversations of doing it in tranquil moments, meditating and deep breathing and getting out of that box of you feeling like you closed in because of your thoughts. We're talking about the natural moments of, but sometimes it get beyond taking natural remedies for some people because in their intrusive thoughts may in the internally be something mentally going. It might be mentally something going on. So you can't always complete things on a level of just deep breathing with some of your thoughts because a lot of people are suffering from disorders like bipolar and schizophrenia. So some of those things that are going to be um, different in how they deal. So they may have to seek help for that. But for the most part, take care of yourself on a regular basis of um, being able to see when you're about to be invaded, when and how you live your lifestyle too. Like if you people who got dirty cars and they inside their cars full and cluttery and they desk like that and they house like that, they mind like that, right? You can't you got a cluttered mind. You got too much going on. Hell, this house didn't get like that. You got too much going on. So that a cluttered, like if you got a cluttered life, you got a cluttered mind. So I'm just you gotta find another way to organize those things so that you don't, because in the mind like that's clutter, intrusive thoughts gonna win every time. Those especially the negative ones, because you can't even operate in cleanliness at home. You gotta have a cleanly. You trying to get to peaceful lifestyles now. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get to a place of peace where even when you walk into your home, it's a peaceful place. It don't feel worse than being outside. It's not supposed to be like that when you go home. So, when we're talking about taking care of yourself, those things matter. How you live, how you eat, how you survive, how you drive, how you bathe, all that matters. Like what you're doing to take care of yourself matters. It really does. You cannot have a clean mind if everything around you is messy. That's dysfunction. And trying to operate in dysfunction is mad crazy. Um And like I said already, if you do have a therapist, reach back out to them, especially if you're suffering from certain things. Certain things you do have to go and talk to your therapist about. Your life coach, you got to go and talk to those people. You know what I'm saying? You got to go and involve the people who you can trust to have those conversations with. Go ahead and put it out there. Let these people know what's going on, so that you can have your person to lean on and confide in, and you're not just holding it all inside for just you, and you trying to deal with it. Because now, what is that? That's gonna stress you out even more because you already was trying to deal with it on your own, and now you saying, you know what, I'm not gonna talk to nobody about it. I'm just gonna completely keep trying to deal with it. Where the Waffle King at? Who typed in this 6-7? Whatever that means, come back and explain it, and somebody else tell me what it means because I need to know. I need to know. Because I done heard them say that in school, and somebody was talking about how it's some type of negativity intru- included in that. And I was like, I want to know what it means then. So now, the opposite side of negative, intrusive thought is, of course, the positive. So you can be sitting, not there. It happened. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, what it mean? Maybe you know. Cause I know you don't get into a lot of the things, but you might have done heard it and you know what it means, I'm sure. So on the positive side of having intrusive thoughts, you have reminiscent thoughts, you have um mindful thoughts, you have positive thoughts, you have desired thoughts, you have intimate thoughts, you have relatable thoughts, you have just whatever personal, any other positive thought that you have, or just the fact that you, like I said, you're going on a vacation that you're looking forward to, you're getting the promotion, just different things that are giving off positive vibes on every level. Hold on. I don't know what it means. I've been trying to figure it out. They say it's something like we said when we was younger, like 21. What? Talking about when? What? Okay, never mind. Never mind. We'll talk. Okay. So all of those different thoughts are things that are making their way and shifting you into a positive feeling, into a positive vibe. So and those are going, and your thoughts are going to be desirable thoughts. They're going to be like all your positive thoughts are going to be different things that are going to help you stay in a peaceful state of mind, in a good state of mind, and a good feeling. Because like my mindset is trained to wake up and be happy. Think of something positive in my that I'm gonna that's planned for my day, so I can look forward to that. I meditate. I stretch before I even get out of the bed, y'all. I be stretching because you gotta get yourself together to be getting up. And so while I'm doing that, I'm thinking about what I'm about to do and what I'm about to put on. Looking at the weather to check all that kind of stuff. This is before I even put my feet on the ground. And then it gives me my thoughts in the morning are already what I'm saying is they're already positive. So that's going to create my whole day just because I'm building into positivity. Even if something happens that I don't like throughout that day, I still got to go back to the fact that I've been in a great mood, in a positive setting. The light started good. Everything was good. I want to focus on that more than anything. That's my biggest thing. I do not want to let the negative settle in and it creates a whole goddamn home inside of my brain. Now this is what I'm gonna think about every day until I get rid of this thought. I don't like that. And you shouldn't either. So immediately when you start to feel those things, you gotta get rid of it. Now, these positive thoughts that when you start enjoying those things, you're gonna have the sexual thoughts, which are it's natural to often have sexual thoughts, especially when you're in a relationship. It's natural to do that. And for y'all that's acting like y'all too old to be doing stuff, um, chill out. When you feel uncomfortable with or shocked by such thoughts, you may fixate on them and try hard to push them away. Now, though the new things that pop into your mind that have never happened in your life, but you just automatically have an inkling thought about it and it don't leave immediately, it's best to remind yourself that these are just passing thoughts. They're gonna still leave. It may just have settled in right then because you allowed it to come in because that's something you really want to dwell on. The positive thoughts and the things that are actually desirable thoughts are not negative thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So when you sit up there thinking about something you may want to do or you may want to try differently with your people, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Think about it. If you want to go talk about it with them, put it on display. Hello, pretty lady. What's up? That's exactly what you got to do. Go ahead and just let that thought come in, and if it's something that if it's like I said, if it's a desirable thought, there's no need to try to force that thought out of your mind. It's those thoughts that are attacking you that you got to get rid of immediately. But those your sexual thoughts and your sexual desires are not things you need to hide and shelter yourself from. Okay. Um, Negative or self-doubt thoughts. When you're thinking of if something you're in the midst of a negative or a self-doubt thought and you want to think about that positive thought, the one of the basics they said was to try to what I just posted. What you let your intrusive thoughts make you post this, Peter? Is that what you did, Dennis? Whew. Go delete that. Go delete that, man. Oh, you said, man, go get off. This man here, I swear he gonna come on. His intrusive thoughts always win in the comments. Every time he step on this comment section, his intrusive thoughts always win. He don't breathe and think first. He just say it come in his mind and he just type it. He really do. But yes, combat when you do the combative thing of that sexual desire thought or whatever, it's gonna win because that's something that you really actually thinking about. You know what I'm saying? You really on that time. So it's definitely gonna win. So when one of the things that they taught us about in mental health class about this particular thing was if you have those thoughts, any type of combative thought, the first thing you should think about is something sexual or something intimate or something that makes you happy in on an intimate level. Get I need a moderator. I do. Cause I need to know what my comments is up there. Cause I can't see them comments. They too small. And we're going to continue the conversation. Um we're going on my next positive thought. Daydreams, pleasant musings, plannings, outings, taking a trip somewhere in the middle of the day, unexpected trips, unexpected things that you do that allow your mental to go in a different place is not just barring you from further having negative or intrusive thoughts in your life. It will actually help them to disappear. Like doing things that you want to do in your life helps. And I don't care if they're just small things, y'all. Like doing things in general. You like hobbies. And too many of us have gotten away from those things. We used to do things that actually had our mind that took our mind to positive places because of what we enjoyed doing. Recreate those things to help you relive those positive moments because that's all you trying to create in your life now, bro. Who trying to get old and still be worrying? You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be at a point where peace is first. Gentle living. Enjoying, exploring, taking your time doing certain things, even if you still gotta work, because we gotta work, we gotta survive. So whatever that is, that's just that. That's work. That's survival stuff. But when you're outside of that and you living your life, you should be able to enjoy that. You should be able to be creating moments in your life that you're happy with. That's what you should be able to be doing. If not, that's like that means you doing it wrong or it's just too hard. Because it shouldn't you should we all should be able to take small moments to ourselves and enjoy a beautiful time to smile, reminisce, just have a form of happiness. That type of stuff is very, very important, bro. Like you cannot just think that you can be this person who just tough, super tough all the time. You got to take some time to create these memories in these moments so that when that you're not just always having trauma related thoughts. You're not always just having negative thinking. Like that's the whole point of living. Why would it just be all about trauma? You get up, you face those things. If you make it through it and you're successful through it, that means that you're given another opportunity to enjoy it. So don't let it derail you. Treat your positive intrusive thoughts similarly to your negative ones in that they are thoughts that just passing through. Just like you allow your positive thoughts to come through and settle, even if they settle for a second, you're still going to continue to push through. Still. All right. Refocus your attention to all those positive thoughts. Refocus your attention to it because at that time you definitely want to make sure that you definitely want to make sure that whatever positive thoughts that you're thinking about are now or and back to the memory, the positive memories that you're now creating into turning into positive thoughts, you definitely want to make sure those are vivid. Take your pictures, be able to go back and reminisce. So when you do have that thought, and when you sit in the middle of your day and you just go into a wonderland, because some of your intrusive thoughts are going to be like that. You're going to go off into a positive space. That's why we said tranquility. You're going to go off into that positive space, get lost with it, especially if it was something where you were with someone that you enjoyed doing things with. You know what I'm saying? Especially. So making sure that making making sure that you have those moments of clarity and those moments of tranquility, it will help you get through whatever it is that you are going through. And that's what we focus on. That's what's important to us. All right. So next, let me go to the next one. If a when a positive thought appears, simply notice it without overthinking or analyzing. Enjoy the thought. Because a lot of people do face questions, like some people are so caught up in the fact that they be intruded with negative stuff that they will, when a positive thought hit, they think it's too good to be true. They be like, they peek around the corner, like, is that for me? What I did to deserve that? Questioning it because it just don't feel real. It just don't feel real. So acknowledge that positive thought just like you would with a negative thought, but get rid of it. Don't let it sit and you sit there and start overthinking it. Like, I wonder if that man gonna call me back tonight. Now you sitting up there thinking, if he don't call you back, should you call? I wonder if that job, if them people gonna call me back, even though the interview was good. I still think that I might could have did better with this, and now you overthinking. You taking it to a whole nother level. And let the thought go. Just let it go. Push it on out the way. Now, cause it's a positive thing. You already went and had a great interview. You told yourself it was good. All that. Now you're turning your positive thought into something negative because you're overthinking it. All right. Um, Refocus your attention if you find the thought is a distraction, even if it's a positive thought. If you find it to be a distraction, gently redirect your attention to the task that you're doing right then, that you were doing before it led up to that thought. Whatever it is that's going to take you to keep you from being um constantly thinking about that and taking your attention away from what you should be focused on. Because remember, a thought is just a thought. It's not supposed to be a running story in the rest of your day. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. So, quick recap. The negative thoughts need to be pushed away immediately when you start feeling them come in. All right? Label it as an intrusive thought immediately. Get rid of it. Start working to push it out of your way. Separate yourself from those thoughts. And again, tap into your senses. Do them breathing techniques, those 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s. Work through it. Save your breath and harness it doing some deep breathing. And while you're doing that, meditate and take yourself to a tranquil place, because we're trying to turn those negative actions into positive. And once we start having them into positive actions, we're going to focus on them the same way we would a negative action. Treat it as just a thought. Do not sit up and hold onto anything that's going to redirect and change your process of what you're working on, what you're trying to get to, the levels you're trying to go on. Don't let any thought, I don't care whether it's positive or negative, it's just a thought until you try to make it an action. So stay focused. Stay focused. Um, get rid of it. Positive, negative, whatever. When it comes, it's a moment in time. Let that moment in time pass. Enjoy that moment in time. Don't sit and hold on to that moment in time, because that's all it is a thought. Okay, that's it, y'all. That's what I want to talk about with y'all today. And for real, for some, it can lead into mental. So if you are someone that lingers with your intrusive thoughts, you may want to talk to a doctor. You may want to talk to someone who can assist you in that area, because it may not be something that you could just work on in a natural aspect of, just with the meditations and the different things we talked about today. You may actually need to go and actually talk to someone, okay? And thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all forever. Thank y'all for tuning in this Wednesday and giving me a little bit more of y'all time. Y'all know I really do appreciate the support. So thank y'all. Enjoy y'all evening. Peace.
6:30 p.m. Eastern. Shelby's World Live taking off. Questions will be answered cause the queen get it off. Unity is for the black and brown community. Conversation without scrutiny. Hey, we speak from a place of power, no coward. We just making sure the truth isn't overpowered. Black goddess, black queen, no in between. Radio podcast to the big screen. Her smile is everything, can light up a room. She say what she means, that's why we're in tune. Grown woman handles her biz like it is. Discipline, a role model for the kids. Nothing was given, everything she earned. She sat back and learned, and now it's her turn. So stop on by, comment, subscribe. Each and every Wednesday, SW Live.
Shelby's World Podcast.